So let me understand this and let me get this just right. A writer that was hired by Eric Bischoff, who works for the Blue brand of SmackDown Live. The writer hired by Eric Bischoff, who would go to Tijuana to buy a tranny for a $20 payoff just to get a little boff, who should get a send-off before I knock his block off. All right, that's kind of what Chris Jericho did a promo on Eric Bischoff back in the day, and I keep reiterating that because I thought it was the greatest thing ever. But no, a writer that was hired by Eric Bischoff fell asleep in the WWE writer's room. Well, if things are as bland and mediocre and as watered down as the WWE is, I can't really blame the writer that was hired by Eric Bischoff to fall asleep in the writer's room. But the details that surround that are even more interesting, because there was a big head behind the scenes shakeup on WWE writing team with Ryan Ward out as SmackDown lead writer and longtime Raw writer Ed being moved to SmackDown to work with Eric Bischoff. The Wrap has a story of the perceived lack of direction at SmackDown being the reason for the recent behind-the-scenes changes. It was also noted how there is tremendous pressure on the SmackDown writing team because of the billion-dollar deal with Fox. The story also noted that Bischoff recently hired Stevie Long, a former Sons of Anarchy writer. Long was reportedly found asleep in the writer's room by Michael Hayes on his first day on the road. Long is still with the company. The Wrap says Bischoff declined to comment and they were not able to get a comment from Long's manager. Now, that could be he didn't have enough caffeine. Maybe the work rate wasn't good. Maybe the creative wasn't that great. Maybe he didn't like what he was hearing. Maybe he didn't know what he was understanding. Maybe the ideas are so bland and boring. But listen to this one. The Fiend Bray Wyatt's opponent is already being revealed for Hell in a Cell. It looks like it will be the Fiend Bray Wyatt going one-on-one with the architect Seth frickin' Rollins due to some advertisements that have been leaked online. And remember, here on Show and View Entertainment, we don't put it on the line, we put it online, and we keep it prolific, consistent, and dedicated, because that's what Show and View Entertainment is all about, and that's what I bring to the table. Make sure to like my official Facebook fan page and follow me on Twitter. That's Show and View Ent, all over online. Remember, Show and View Ent, all over Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And I update multiple times a day. WWE. Now, we all know that AEW, All Elite Wrestling, which they don't want to really call it All Elite Wrestling. They said they just want to be known as AEW. We know that they're moving to a more edgier product. We know that they're not going to be toned down. We all know that they're going to be TV-14. Well, now the WWE has to have drastic measures themselves. Now the WWE is also going to be changing with the times, because it is being reported that WWE will be moving away from heavily scripted promos. It looks like WWE may be slowly moving away from heavily scripted promos, at least for some wrestlers. As previously noted, AEW has no plans to hire writers, and wrestlers will be allowed to do scripted promos on the TNT show. Chris Jericho noted that his promos in AEW are the first time he's been completely unscripted in 20 years. Dave Meltzer reported this week in the Wrestling Observer newsletter that some of the promos done on Raw this week were not scripted word for word as they were in the past. Meltzer specifically noted that Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Rey Mysterio were given bullet points. That is how promos were done up until the early 2000s, when the company began to expand the writing team. Meltzer noted that there is a movement going on to try to get away from doing heavily scripted promos in World Wrestling Entertainment. Kevin Owens is also another WWE star who has been given more freedom in his promos, and it's believed that Daniel Bryan has more freedom with this promo work. The fact is that the wrestling promos have always been better with just bullet points, because they sound more natural than just reciting word for word what a writer would come up with. And we all know some of these writers, some are good, some are bad, some are on point. But then again, some writers do know what they're saying, and some writers do know what they're getting their point across. And they know the dialogue, but then Vince McMahon changes it and shoots it down. So, I mean, there's all kinds of things that we can frown upon, but there's all kinds of things that we can be positive about. But viewers and subscribers, I'll give you the shout out. Remember to share and subscribe. Take this time to smash the bell and turn on all notifications. The brash and the brazen. I think I can almost feel, I can almost sense we're getting another boom period in professional wrestling. I can almost feel the aura, the significance. I can feel the importance of wrestling and WWE and just the professional wrestling world as a whole. A turning point is happening. We are seeing change develop. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Get Up, the brash and the brazen. I work around the clock. I update and I upload multiple times a day to this very website. I want you to feel some sort of way. That's why you got to refresh my YouTube channel multiple times a day. Remember, follow me on Facebook. Search me up on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter. Sean View is here. Have no fear, because the brash one will always be near and dear. Subscribe for more WWE, AEW wrestling news, as I always bring it to you, because I am the face that books this damn place. Later.